Hey, I'm Craig, and I'm the pastor here at Hope Jersey City, and with me,
Hi, I'm Eunice. I'm from Hamilton Park Hope Group.
and today we want to talk about our Hope Group initiative and something that we have new that we're going to launch this fall. As we continue to live under the shadow of this pandemic, one of the things we realize is we need almost like a third space where we can feel supported by folks around us. It's great that we have the ability to live cast our Sunday services, but we need a space where we can find true community. So that's why we're starting this thing we're calling discipleship pods. These are intimate spaces where we all can get some clear guidance and additional accountability with folks around us. Discipleship pods will consist of 3 or 4 people where you're reading scripture together, you're sharing together, you're confessing together, praying for one another. And again, these are spaces where we believe we can find the support we need, especially as we continue to live through this pandemic. So with me today is Eunice. Eunice was part of a discipleship pod before this and for about a month or so. And she's going to share about what that was like for her. So tell us, what was that like?
Also, thanks for inviting me to share my experience of doing discipleship pods. Like Craig said, basically, you read a chapter, and what we use was Slack channels to our reflections on what we read, and then we have a weekly call. So at first, we did it 5 days a week and left 2 days for a break and catch up. But we're right now reading a second book together as pods, and we're doing 4 days a week and giving us like 3 days for a break or also a catch up. And when we read every chapter, we reflect on it, and then there's no strict rules on like what you need to discuss or how much you have to write, but we try to start by focusing on like what was the most striking thing that you read from that chapter, and then you can discuss anything you want. It's very open forum, and we have a weekly call for our pods. So in our pods, there's Kristen and Dina as well. We have a weekly call on Monday at 9 p.m. and that call lasts about 30 minutes. And during that call, we either we talk about like how God worked through our lives the past week, and also we can share more about like what we got from the chapters we read if we didn't share that already in our Slack channel. And we also share our prayer requests. So we end our call by praying for each other. And for us, we chose to do just a regular phone call instead of Zoom or FaceTime because we just felt that was more intimate. And for me, just to reflect back on like what discipleship pods has been for me, it's been great. In this, like Craig said, very unprecedented time, by trying to make an effort on a daily basis to be closer to God's words by doing active reading on the Bible chapters, really helped me reaffirm and strengthen my faith. And also, it got me closer to Kristen and Dina more than ever. I've known both ladies since 2017, and we're in the same community group, but we didn't have a space or an occasion to really go in depth about our faith or discuss any questions we had about Christianity, or even how we had our faith at the first place. And through our month-long weekly call and daily self-reflections together, I think we've achieved that. And I don't know if a lot of people are like me, but when I go to the Bible, I would read short verses here and there that are famous or that are just fitting to my life at that particular moment. It's embarrassing to say, but I don't think I've read a Bible, like a book in a Bible from cover to cover for a very long time. And by doing that now through this discipleship pods, I'm starting to understand some of the verses in context, and it's helping me understand the Bible and Christianity much better. And also by reading the Bible through discipleship pods, I am pushed and encouraged to do at least 2 layers of reflections. First, by reading the Bible myself and reflecting before I write on Slack channel what I got from it, and also from reading how others got what they got from reading that same particular chapter. So in that sense, I'm also learning and reflecting again from their posts. And another thing is, it's a safe space to share your questions or your frustrations. For me, as a woman in 21st century, reading a text that was written 2,000 years ago, there are definitely points where it's more frustrating than comforting. And this is a space where we can be vulnerable and be intimate and discuss those thoughts. And I actually, instead of like harboring those thoughts to myself by sharing it with two other members in my pods, it has really actually helped my faith. Sometimes when I'm writing on our private Slack channel about my questions, I start to realize, or I start to have some more understanding, and I would also share that again on our Slack channel. So, and I really definitely think that is God doing it, giving me more understanding of a particular point that I didn't really understand when I first read it. So all in all, I'm grateful that I was able to participate in the trial run for discipleship pods, and I would like to encourage everyone to do it when it's available for everyone. And definitely sometimes it felt like homework, and it's another thing I have to do before I go to bed. But I promise you the benefit definitely outweighed all the minor inconveniences. Yeah.
Eunice, thanks for sharing that. And like our mission here at Hope Jersey City is that we want to help people connect to the tangible love of Jesus. So I'm interested in hearing, like, what would you say, what is one striking feature of Jesus that impacted you as you went through this discipleship pod?
I would say the impression that Jesus gave me, that I encountered, was how passionate and emotional Jesus can be. I remember when I was reading Luke chapter 11, you can read it too, it starts from verse 37, where Jesus was invited to a meal by teachers of law and Pharisees, and they were just thinking about how surprised they were that Jesus didn't even wash his hands before he sat down for a meal. And for something that insignificant, he talked so passionately and strongly against them, and to the point when, as a reader, as I was reading it, kind of felt defensive towards them. And as I was reflecting on how Jesus reacted to those people, I started to understand that he did that because God really cares about what's in our heart, what's inside, and how we are, like our intention. And we live in the world where external factors matter more sometimes, and we can hide like what we believe and like how we truly think through the externalities. And Jesus was communicating very clearly through that example how much God cares about what's inside, and that has really challenged me as a Christian, and really reflected on how I engage with Christian communities and also with God on a daily basis. And it really challenged myself to really think deeply about like what's in my heart, and like, am I really doing this to look nice as a Christian, or am I really doing this because I am moved by God and because I want to do this for God? So I was rechecking my intention that way, and I also believe by wrestling on this topic by myself and with my podmates, I think it got me closer to God, and it really helped me anchor my life, my daily life in God, because that's how much I spent my time thinking about it, reading the Bible and reflecting and going back and rereading the passage. I think it really helped me.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really our hope, that as we as a church, go through this process, that we encounter Jesus, and that he challenges us to follow him and to to even check our hearts, to check our motivations, and make sure that we are truly being the disciples He's called us to be. As we continue to this, we hope that you, if you're not part of a Hope group, that you would join a Hope group. And if you're already part of a group, your leaders will let you know about how this is going to get launched. We're looking to launch our discipleship pods this month of October. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you join us for this amazing ride. Thanks for tuning in, I guess. Bye.